to the We Grow Together podcast, where we believe that our collective growth is the key to unlocking our individual potential. I'm your host, Laura DiFrancesco, entrepreneur, corporate attorney, investor, and founder of Dean Street Law, Flourish Co-working Space, Ethereal Farms, Laura DiFrancesco, LLC, and a few more. In each episode, I'll be sharing solo insights and engaging in thought-provoking conversations with community leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators. Together, we'll delve into inspiring stories, best practices, and tactical tips, all rooted in our philosophy that we grow together. Our mission is to support, educate, and celebrate billions of women and entrepreneurs in the pursuit of their dreams, embracing their most authentic self, and living a well-lived life. Join me as we explore entrepreneurship, lifestyle design, wellness, and a lifetime of learning. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or someone looking to design a life you love, this podcast is for you. Tune in to the We Grow Together podcast, because by sharing our stories and learning from one another, we can achieve more than we ever thought possible. Welcome back to the We Grow Together podcast. I am so excited to dive into today's episode. We're going to be talking all about Road to Miss USA, and in this instance, Road to Miss Pennsylvania USA. Last weekend, was it last weekend? The weekend before, I had the incredible opportunity to represent my hometown of Nottingham, Pennsylvania at Miss Pennsylvania USA. I just absolutely loved the experience. It was the first time I've been able to compete in quite some time because the eligibility requirements have changed. And it's so amazing to me thinking of the last time I competed and my vision of the woman I wanted to become. And then fast forward to now to being that woman, having multiple businesses. I once had a dream of being an entrepreneur and being an attorney, and now I have 5 businesses. I'm a corporate attorney who's closed well over $10 billion of transactions since starting Dean Street Law, let alone in my entire career. And I've had the opportunity to have my dream farm, purchase a dream farm of conserved farmland in southern Chester County, Pennsylvania, where I have my animals, the love of my life, the beautiful draping hills and rolling forests of Chester County, Pennsylvania wine country. Ultimately, there's different phases of competition. So I competed in Miss USA system, which is Miss USA, Miss Pennsylvania USA, and Miss Universe, which is different than the Miss America system. And for the Miss USA system, there are this is actually my interview outfit if you're watching on YouTube. So this is my interview outfit. And then it's a 2-minute panel interview. There was 3 judges. And then you also have preliminary competition, which is swimsuit and evening gown, and final competition, which is swimsuit, evening gown. And if you make the top 6 or so, it's your final question. So there's a whole bunch of behind the scenes of walking patterns and things that you're competing on in addition to just who you are as a person. It's also your presentation and competition through those phases. So it's incredible to think where I was back then when I previously competed for Miss Pennsylvania USA. I previously placed first runner-up, and it was the first time that I also had the fun idea of making my own evening gown. And I did that again for this pageant, and I can't even explain to you how happy it makes my heart in the idea that I had for my evening gown. I imagined something as a sun goddess as I was just hiking through Ethereal Farms. And I imagined just with the sun rays hitting me and thinking of a sun goddess that's just dripping in gold and crystals, cascading down, feathering away, just like the light. So I'm absolutely astonished at how well the gown came out. It took well over 100 hours of mine, and I had some really incredible, wonderful friends and family who either just sat by my side, like Katie watched Bridgerton while I worked, or Leah, who helped me drape down all of the different. I had this vision of cascading golden crystals, and so I wanted to drape down strings so that I could place an idea of where I wanted each section of crystals and gold to be. And James, who spent over 30 hours helping me place 20,000 crystals on this gown. My mom, who always held the pincushion for me and helped me iron different pieces of it. My Aunt Mary Ellen, who helped me ideate the construction and engineering of the gown. So I'm so grateful to my incredible support system, who are second to none. I appreciate so much. And everyone who helped me in my preparations for Miss Pennsylvania USA. Lisa, who bought me an entire set of makeup, my mom, who bought me skincare products, and just everyone who was cheering me on along the way. My dad, my mom, my aunt, James, Lindsay, all who came in person and cheered me on. I'm so grateful for my family, my support system, because you guys make these things so much more fun. I have to say, a lot of people ask me, why do I compete in pageants? And I love what it brings out in me. I think that I have learned more and evolved more through pageantry than few other things in life, because each time that I go into a pageant, I have a vision of the woman that I want to be. And I move mountains to become that person, whether that's training or the external inspiration that it gives me to create an evening gown, or the idea that it gives me to bolster my personal brand, whatever it may be. I feel like I have this vision of myself, of the woman that I want to be as Miss Pennsylvania USA, and it inspires me tremendously. There are so few things in my life that externally, outside of my own ideas and own visions of what I want to create in the world, that inspire me. And so to have something to train for, a deadline approaching that I want to have this vision that I've brought to life, it's so inspiring to me and it's so exciting to me. I love the preparation. I feel like who I am at each pageant has always been an evolution of myself, and it's an evolution in a really positive manner that I absolutely love. So I'm excited to dive into how I prepare for Miss Pennsylvania USA, because the process of preparation is my favorite thing in the world that I love doing. If you know me, it's something I love doing across all of my brands and businesses, but especially for a pageant where, to me, I want to, in those few short minutes with the judges, with the audience, show who I am through every part of myself, through my presentation, my stage presence, through my personality, through my styling. To me, it is a pinnacle moment that represents the work that I put into my life and who I am on a day-to-day basis that I have done for a very long time. Truly, being Miss Pennsylvania USA is a natural extension of who I am, because when I originally aged out at Miss Pennsylvania USA, I decided that I would not wait for someone's permission to be the person that I wanted to be. And regardless of the title, I could still do the philanthropy, the activism, the community service, the community events, the appearances, speaking engagements, photo shoots, presentation of myself, building my personal brand, being the person that I want to see in the world. And so regardless of the title, regardless of whether I win, I'm so proud to be that person. And so I know that when I continue to compete for Miss Pennsylvania USA, it's truly, if I were to win Miss Pennsylvania USA, a natural extension of what I'm already doing, because in my mind, I've already envisioned that person that I want to be as Miss Pennsylvania USA. And I am going to live that version of myself, regardless of whether I receive a title or acknowledgement from others, because it's so important to me to have the impact that I want to have on the world, to be the version of myself that I want to be. So I'm excited to chat more about preparation, because I love preparation, and it's so much fun to me to have an external deadline and an opportunity to be the best version of myself. So much of what I've learned for my lifestyle design, my training, all of the nutrition that I've learned have been in sprints that I've learned through preparations for pageants. And so much of that is actually what I'm sharing in books that I'm publishing. So I've already written several books to share lifestyle design, my nutrition, and all the things that I do to prepare for the pageant that I actually bring into my day to day. And so it's incredible how full circle things are in life. Those books are to be published. They're in the process of being published. So I will certainly keep you updated with when those are available. With respect to my preparation as a whole, there's so many different aspects that I think of how I can be the best version of myself. And those are physical, mental, beauty, fashion, style, elegance, how I present myself, presentation, my walk. So there's so many different aspects that I consider that I think not only prepare me for a pageant well, but also help me tremendously in various aspects of my life. It's why I've been such a great speaker. It's why I've been such a great entrepreneur, and why I've been able to execute on so many of my ideas, because I truly believe that what you put into your body and how you focus on fueling your body drives what you can achieve in life, because your inputs will equal your outputs. They will drive your outputs and what you're able to achieve. And your polish, your grace, your fashion, all of that plays into who you are, how you present yourself. And ultimately, that does impact your success in being able to represent yourself well, be an advocate for yourself, speak well. So I'm excited to share with you details about each of those different facets of my preparation. Discover Flourish Co-working Space, where your best ideas come to life in a lush, sustainable, and inspiring environment. Nestled in the heart of Westchester, Pennsylvania, Flourish is more than a workspace. It's a community that nurtures your growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, creative, or professional, you'll find the perfect setting to thrive or host events. Come as you are, and let's grow together. Book your tour today and start flourishing. For fitness, I had a lot of fun preparing. I can't even explain to you how much fun I had running hills with the horses, running trails with Molly and Ember and Miss Tiger Kitty. I love training. It makes me so happy. I do have a CrossFit type of workout that I do, I would say 5 or so times a week. I'm not prescribing my program, because my program is driven by what I love to do. And it just so happens that so many of the things that I love to do are outdoor active activities. So this is not a fitness program that you should do, but this is transparently what I do. I'll do a CrossFit workout 4 to 5 times a week. I'll usually begin before doing that CrossFit workout. I'll go for a 2-mile or so warm-up run. It takes about a half hour across all the hills and fields at my farm with Ember and Molly. They love our run and go ham for our run together. So they're so happy when we get in a morning run. And then I do my CrossFit workout. That's usually about 45 minutes or so. It's high intensity, low weights, mostly body weight. Probably few things are above 20 pounds, except for when you're talking about deadlifts or squats or something like that. But for the most part, it's pretty light weights, but sweating, moving quickly. I did renovate my garage in preparation for the pageant, so we don't do anything half measure. I really wanted to be inspired by my garage. I wanted it to be a place that I felt good working out. My garage is my gym. I have a sauna there, my weights. I have a CrossFit setup and everything. And it was this blue color, and the floors were 60 or 70 years old, cracked and everything. So we leveled out the floors, painted the inside, and it just looks so incredible. And it feels so nice to work out there. Now, I will say that took way longer than I expected it to take. And I thought this would be a 2-week project. It ended up being a 2.5-month project. So lesson learned. If you're training for something, maybe don't upend your entire training facility and redo it in the midst of your training. but it got done. I'm so incredibly happy that it's done. And now I get a beautiful place to work out for the future as well. And it worked out, and I enjoyed training the entire time. So that is my training regimen for the most part. And then supplements that I do, because these are things that I love to do in my life. I hike several times a week. My farm, there's miles and miles of hiking. So I usually do a 4 to 6 or 7 mile hike a couple times a week. And then I ride my horses anywhere between 2 to 4 or 5 times a week as well. So that's my training regimen. I will say that's way more than you need to do. And it's not really intended to lose every inch and every pound. It's more just because those are things that make my heart happy, and I love spending time with my animals as much as possible. And for me, the runs and the hiking and the horseback riding are just as much of a fitness activity as they are, for me, more importantly, an opportunity to spend time on my farm and enjoying my animals. And then the CrossFit, to me, is where I really see the fitness component being into play. So that's fitness. I always am eating healthy and fueling my body. I truly believe that in order for me to achieve what I want to in life, I need to be fueled properly, both from physical fitness and nutrition and sleep and everything else. People always ask me, do you sleep? And the answer is absolutely. I need my sleep to be able to function at the level that I do. And same with nutrition. I really truly focus on fueling my body. That is my number one focus. I don't calorie count. I don't count my macros or anything like that. I do support anybody who wants to use those as healthy tools to learn about how your body is being fueled and what you're putting into your body and how that impacts you. I used to macro count previously for training for the pageant, and I didn't do it in a restrictive way, more so making sure that I was getting the protein that I need. I am vegetarian, so I like to macro count when I did many years ago to make sure that I was getting enough protein and enough nutrients in the various macro and micronutrients. So not in a restrictive way, but in a way to make sure that I'm fueling my body and giving it what it needs to succeed. And likewise, for the pageant, my nutrition, I'm vegetarian, I am pescatarian, so I will have a little bit of fish here and there. That is my nutrition. I do eat a lot of food and I eat constantly. I try to really focus on making sure that I get a good breakfast every day, because if I don't, I just don't have the energy and stamina that I need to continue to successfully navigate my day and what's on my calendar if I don't have that energy in the morning. So I would typically work out in the morning. And while I'm working out, I drink noon hydration tabs. These are all in my Amazon storefront, so I will link everything in the show notes for my Amazon storefront. I use noon hydration tabs, and then I also drink a BCAA that I really love as well, that I drink during my workout. And then after my workout, I'll usually have a celery juice and a protein smoothie. And then I have some supplements as well. Those are all in my Amazon storefront, so I'll link those for you. And with the protein smoothie, and it's vegan protein that I love by Symbiotica. And with that protein smoothie, I will take all of my vitamins and supplements in the morning as well. And then I'll go off to work. I'll usually have a meal prepped meal with Thistle. I think I might have a discount code for Thistle. Thistle is a meal prep program, and they really specialize in plant-based meals. I love them. It makes my life so easy. And then I would do the same thing generally for dinner, or I might eat out 1 or 2 nights a week. And so really very little changed in terms of my diet from my normal diet to my training diet. The only thing I would do is I would decide to either have a little bit of cake instead of a full piece. And so I would just basically not restrict, but not indulge in sweets. And same with snacks. If there's chips and guac and stuff, I still had plenty of chips and guac while I was training, but was just a little bit more mindful to not overly indulge. So very little change for me for nutrition. Discover the magic of ethereal farms, nestled in the heart of the rolling hills and draping forests of Chester County, Pennsylvania's wine country. Our luxury accommodations and tranquil landscapes provide the perfect escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Enjoy serene walks among meadows, cozy nights by the fire making s'mores, and unforgettable moments with our friendly farm animals. Plus, it's just next door to our sister farm, Wayvine Winery and Vineyard, where you can enjoy live music, food trucks, and estate-made wines, farm-to-table cocktails, and a curated selection of craft beers. You'll also have access to more than 1,000 acres of hiking. At Ethereal Farms, we believe in the power of nature to inspire and rejuvenate. Plan your getaway today and experience the serenity and charm that only Ethereal Farms can offer. And then for my other physical preparations, so I think something people don't think about is just how can we shine? So I did a little bit of a thought process around what else can I do from a physical perspective to really shine. I don't have to whiten my teeth very often, but I did a little bit of a whitening treatment before. I did a tan. I also made sure to spend a little bit more time outside in the sun. I did get a little bit of a nice base tan, and then I did a supplemental airbrush tan as well for the preparation for the pageant. I did a mani-pedi, and I also did just some little things of treatments. I was doing a lot of skincare to make sure that my skin was healthy, the healthiest and best that it could be. It was nice. It inspired me to really get back into my love of skincare, which I hadn't really enjoyed since I moved to the farm, because when I moved, I didn't realize that I packed up all of my favorite skincare in a box and just totally forgot about it. And so I hadn't been in a solid skincare routine for a while, and it was really fun to get back into that routine again. You know, hair removal, shave, making sure that you're bikini ready. One thing I also did as well, I love the Skinny Confidential, and I love the ice rolling. I love the face shaving. And I have several of their products with the Skinny Confidential that I absolutely love. So those were part of my just overall beauty routine. And I also did a makeup lesson, which was absolutely phenomenal. I am so grateful because I learned so much with a makeup lesson. I am obsessed with how I learned how to do my makeup. Lisa showed me how she did her makeup. She taught me all the things. And Adrienne as well taught me how to do makeup professionally. We did like a 3-hour lesson in New York City. I did a photo shoot in preparation with Jessie Lynn Palumbo, and she was phenomenal. And Angelica, who did my makeup. So it was really wonderful experience to be able to have beautiful professional photos. I haven't done those in a while. I love working with Syed, who I've worked with for many years and have so many great photo shoots that we've done together. But I wanted to make sure that I had a professional pageant photo shoot and headshot, which is quite different style. So I wanted to do that. That was a lot of fun preparing for that, both styling the photo shoot, attending it. My mom and I drove up to New Jersey for that. So a great experience. And I absolutely love the photos that came from it and have loved using them in social media and everything like that, as well as for the pageant. And then my mental preparation is very different. For me, it's envisioning that person that I want to become and then doing everything that I can think of to become that person. And so I envisioned myself as Miss Pennsylvania USA and what are the appearances that I would want to do. And if I were to win Miss Pennsylvania USA and compete at Miss USA, what would I want my wardrobe to be? If I were to win Miss USA and compete at Miss Universe, what appearances would I want to do? What would I want to represent? What stories would I want to share as Miss Pennsylvania USA or as Miss USA or as Miss Universe? Who would I want to be? What positive impact would I want to have on the world? So my mental preparation is really that internal reflection and then doing every little thing that I can think of. How do I want to impact my community? Who do I want to be in that role? And how can I prepare to be that person? How can I be that person today? So for me, mental preparation is more visualization, taking those ideas, everything that I can think of to be that person, whether that is how I present myself, how I speak, how I handle myself in public, how I attend events? Can I start attending community events? I will say we host so many community events. We've hosted over 90 events at Flourish, and I speak at a dozen to 24 speaking events each year. So those components are things that I'm already doing, but how can I take that to another level? How can I be even better? And then I also watched a ton of prior pageants, both in terms of former Miss Pennsylvania USA pageants, as well as Miss USA and Miss Universe pageants, to have develop my eye for who is performing well, who is presenting themselves in the best light, who's incredible, who do I want to emulate, who inspires me, and also just to see the behind the scenes of stage production and different walking patterns and everything like that. So in terms of the interview, I did interview prep. I listened to a lot of prior pageants for what questions they were asking. I watched a lot of YouTube videos that prepared you for interview preparations. I did tons of practice interviews myself while I was going on half-hour runs. I would have questions that would be asked and record my answers and then listen back to them. And that was fun doing as I was running because it makes it challenging having to speak and think on your feet while literally running on your feet. And then I also did a mock interview with a panel of my friends and family who assisted me in preparing for the pageant. And then for a swimsuit, of course, for every one of them, I'm styling everything and I'm working on the vision of the person that I want to be and how I want to present myself, and also styling, which is so much fun. I love the fashion part of it because it is just a part of my heart and soul that sings that I just don't play with all that often in my other parts of my career, but it isn't something that I play with every day, and it is so much fun. So I had a garment bag for every single phase of competition, every single outfit, whether it was rehearsals, interviews, swim, evening gown. Each had a garment bag with a shoe bag in it, as well as earrings and jewelry, anything that you needed for that phase. For instance, for swimsuit, you may not know, but you need butt glue to make sure that your swimsuit doesn't ride up. So anything that I needed for those different phases of competition, I had in a garment bag, a clear garment bag. It made life so easy. It was wonderful. I love that from a mental preparation perspective to make sure that I'm checking all my boxes. Of course, I created numerous lists. You know me, I'm a big preparation girl. So I love all the preparation pieces of it. And for me, part of that envisioning this process is coming up with my packing lists. So I had packing lists on packing lists with everything that I needed for each phase of competition and the entire pageant as well. And for swimsuit and evening gown, you're also walking on stage. So I also did walking lessons with Putra Passarella, and he's incredible. I loved working with him. He really helped me to magnify and add sparkle to my stage presence. It was so much fun working on walking and presentation. I think that's incredible no matter what you're doing, to make sure that you can carry yourself well, that you have good posture, that you're able to walk in heels and look phenomenal. It's going to help you whether you're walking on a stage or you're walking into a room to be the most magnetic, incredible person that you can be and want to be. So that was so much fun. So that took care of swimsuit, picking out, styling my swimsuit, training, of course, as well as working on my walking routine, walking pattern, twirls, spins, all of those things. And then for evening gown, I designed my evening gown. I made it from scratch. It made my heart sing, and so happy to be able to bring this idea that I had to life. It's always going to take so much work, but I could not think of a better use of my time than taking something so near and dear to me, on my heart, a vision that I have, something that I imagine and want to bring to life, and bringing it out into the world. To me, it is the most fun form of art, creating fashion. Anything artistic makes me so happy. And I think the pinnacle for me of artistic expression is through fashion and creating evening gowns that just look phenomenal and are unique and are my unique expression of style and art in the world. So made my heart so happy. And the most incredible news to share is that I won the evening gown competition. I can't even express to you how happy that makes me to be recognized not only for my performance on stage, but also for a gown that I made from an idea in my head, having no background in sewing, and to be able to bring that to life and wear it on stage and to be recognized as best in evening gown made my heart so happy. That is my preparation for Miss Pennsylvania USA. I'm so excited for the future. I have been hoping and wishing for the day that I've been able to compete again. And I'm so incredibly grateful and happy to have had the opportunity. People ask me, so you didn't win, are you going to compete again? Absolutely. I don't see why I wouldn't. I love who I become. I love the inspiration that it gives me. I love evolving. I call myself an everyday evolution. And I think the pageant is another way to continue to bring to life the best version of myself. So I don't see why I wouldn't compete. I am excited. I've already started preparing for next year. On my drive home, I was putting together a list of my biggest lessons. That's something that I do after every event that we host at Flourish, after every launch that I have in my businesses, after every big thing that I do. I love to put together my lessons learned, because that is all of the things that shape our journey are the things that we can use as opportunities to continue to improve. And I see so many different areas where I can continue to improve myself. And I always want to be the best version of myself. And I'm grateful that this is a fun, inspiring opportunity that I have in my life to continue that journey. While I would continue that journey regardless, to me, this is a cherry on top in terms of my evolution of myself. So I'm really excited. I have several more things that I want to bring to life. So I have designed my costume. If I were to win Miss Pennsylvania USA and compete at Miss USA, I have designed my costume as well as my evening gown and my national costume if I were to win Miss USA. So I'm just going to start making them. And worst case scenario, I have incredible, beautiful gowns and costumes for display, for creation, for artistic purposes. So why not start making them now? I feel like, to me, that is my version of preparation for anything, is just having these ideas that inspire me and doing everything that I can think of to bring them to life, everything that I can think of to take that next step, as little or as big as it may be. James did make a request that we start working on the wedding dress again, and I fully understand and respect that request. I did pause working on my wedding dress to make my evening gown for Miss Pennsylvania USA. So that'll be in the works too. So I'm excited to start building these gowns. I've already ordered supplies. I've already envisioned who I want to be as the next Miss Pennsylvania USA and for the next Miss Pennsylvania USA competition. So I'm excited. I want to thank every single one of you who have poured your support and love into me. It means so much to me. It is incredible to receive your words of kindness and support, whether it's via text or on social media or anything in the world. It means so much to me that you're sharing this journey with me. And I hope one day we can make Nottingham proud, representing them on the big stage at Miss USA, representing our little small town of the rolling hills and forests of Chester County, Pennsylvania wine country. Just the opportunity to share what we have nestled here and the beauty of it with the world would be so incredible. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the We Grow Together podcast. Be sure to tune in and subscribe for more podcasts. We talk about all things lifestyle design and entrepreneurship. And we also have my other podcast, Deal Making with Laura DiFrancesco, where we talk about those $10 billion of deals that I've closed in the last 5 years, all about mergers and acquisitions. So if you're into that, be sure to subscribe and check that out as well. And of course, it would mean the world to me if you were to share this with your friends, screenshot it, tell me what you love on my latest Instagram post at Laura M. DiFrancesco, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the We Grow Together podcast. I hope today's conversation inspired you, provided valuable insights, and brought you closer to your more authentic self. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure to give a 5-star review and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Also, be sure to screenshot and share on social media whenever you can. Sharing your support of the podcast really helps us to grow and continue making episodes just like this. You can see all of the links in the show notes for more access to guides, all of our social media information, resources, how to connect with us. And I hope that you join us in the next episode where we'll be sharing more innovative ideas, stories, all with our philosophy that we grow together. I'll see you in the next episode.